Today is Yuki's reckoning. Have we made our 0.6-litre K car faster than the King? We bought this tiny little K car, a Suzuki Cappuccino, earlier this year with one goal in mind, making it quicker than the current go-to entry-level sports car, the Mazda MX-5. I took the car to Japanese car specialists, Torque GT, to get stuck in with some upgrades. Those were a set of BC Racing coilovers, Tarox brakes, an upgraded induction kit, an HKS exhaust, and a K-Sport ECU. That means he grips better, stops better, and goes better. This little car has been completely transformed. From stock, it's a soft, cute little package. But now, Yuki is genuinely quick in his own right. And he also makes noises like that. We wouldn't be able to have project cars like Yuki or higher tracks like this if it weren't for all of you guys watching and our group of channel sponsors. And today's video is sponsored by Car Vertical. Typing a car's registration or VIN number into Car Vertical is the quickest way to find out if a vehicle's ever been stolen, has outstanding finance, has something dodgy going on with the mileage, or has been in a crash. It's had a bit of a redesign recently so that we have the overview at the top and then we're straight into the photos. This is a Nissan 350Z that is green ticks in everything but damage, and here is said damage. You forget how nice a shape the 350Z is, especially at the rear, but that lovely rear does not match up to the state of the front of this car. It has been in a serious head-on crash. So if this was repaired and put up for sale, this Car Vertical report would immediately tell you to stay away. It also tells you every time the title is changed on the car, where it's been imported and exported to, all the stuff that will give you peace of mind about a vehicle. Make sure to use the code DRIVETRIBE or click our exclusive link in the description below to get 10% off when you use Car Vertical, and thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. Thanks to those BC Racing coilovers, the front end is now so darty. Before, the car used to roll into corners, which was really fun, but it was not fast. Now this car wants to hunt down an apex. The K-Sport ECU has upped the power from the 63 stock up to 85 horsepower, but I do have a confession. That day, when it read 85 horsepower on the dyno, we then took it back to Torque GT to replace the brakes. And we then found that the rear brakes were actually stuck on quite a bit. So they will have lowered that horsepower figure on the dyno. I reckon, using my arse dyno, this car is creating definitely 90, possibly my ultimate goal of 100. I can't be sure, but Yuki is quick. There is one area that I think I've let Yuki down in, and it's tyres. I know that is super important. I've dropped the ball on it, especially for a lap time. I said I was going to put new rubber on him, but with all the other work going on, other stuff on the Jag, the Subaru, I've just not got round to it. So I mean, the tyres on it, they're in good condition, but I have absolutely no idea what the brand is. I've never heard of them before. And he's starting to move around already. Oh no! I really hope those tyres last a decent amount of laps so we can get a good time in. Otherwise, Yuki's going to start moving around a lot on whatever that tread is. I'm sorry. The question is it enough? Have we upped Yuki's game to a point where he can defeat the dominant entry-level sports car? Well, that is why these are here. What we have here are two completely stock MX-5s, a 1.6 and a 1.8, so that means 90 horsepower and 130 horsepower. These cars have not been coilovered, they've not been big braked, there's no supercharger or turbo in sight. With that in mind, I think we'll have the 1.6, but the 1.8 is gonna take some beating. But let's cut the crap. We need an unbiased professional racing driver to set some laps. Abbie asked for a total of 5 laps in each car. A first couple to get used to the car, and then 3 timed attempts. First came the 1.6.
3, 2, 1, go!
That 1.6 is looking faster than I thought. And it's handling much better. My Mk2 was a 1.6 and it didn't handle like that. I think he's done me over here. Has he got new suspension on that thing? After 5 laps, Abbie's fastest time was a 58.6. Then came the 1.8.
3, 2, 1, go!
Weirdly, the 1.8, obviously it looks fast on the straights, but through the corners, that is what I thought 20-year-old, 25-year-old MX-5 suspension would look like. That's much more wallowy. This could be tight between the 1.6 and the 1.8. Despite its classically wallowy suspension, the 1.8's power took it to a 57.9, 0.7 quicker than the 1.6. It was then time for Yuki to step up to the plate. Abbie, welcome to Yuki. You seem to fit quite nice. I was worried actually with your helmet you might need to take the roof off, but you're okay in there, right?
It's quite spacious, yeah.
So he's a little 0.6-litre K car, so the MX-5s are big brutes compared to him, but I'm hoping with your MX-5 roots, you know, that small vehicle drive sports car, you're going to be the one to set a good time in this. Does it feel good?
It's actually really comfortable and surprisingly spacious considering how it looks externally. I know I can touch the door. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, you should have good brakes, really pointy suspension, good suspension, boost compared to the MX-5s.
Yeah.
So
Tyres?
Yeah, that's one thing I missed. I've never seen that brand before.
Excellent.
You know, I mean, tyres are super important. I don't know how I dropped the ball on that, but hopefully everything else is good enough that it doesn't matter. So good luck, do your best. I know you've actually got an MX-5 bias, so maybe I chose the wrong racing driver, but good luck, do your best.
Go. Let's go.
Abbie, in 3, 2, 1, go! Listen to that little turbo! Yes, now that is what I wanted to see. Abbie darted Yuki into that chicane there. Very nice. Okay, I reckon he handles even better than the 1.6. The question is, does he have the pace down the straights? The 1.6 is 90 horsepower, I reckon we're about that, but with boost. Oh, Abbie's, she's absolutely fired it through the piff path down there. That was quick, that was quicker than both the Mazdas. Will that be enough? Here she comes. Come on, Abbie, come on, Yuki! Yes! 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 Abbie, that was some cracking driving. Thank you for coming along. Would you like to know the times?
Come on.
So, 1.6 was 58.6.
Yep.
1.8 was 57.9.
Still fairly close.
Little Yuki was 57.9.
Wow.
So it matched the Goliath 1.8 and took out the 1.6. How did they all feel? Give us the debrief.
So jumping straight out in the red one, the 1.6,
Yeah.
it felt a lot kind of almost a bit race car like. It was quite stiff, which was I think surprising considering the age of the car. But the brakes were not the best.
Sure.
That's what let it down. And as soon as I jumped into the 1.8, you could obviously feel that extra bit of power, but then there was quite a lot of kind of wallowiness and body roll. And then jumping into this, it was kind of a combo of the two. It had the kind of power, and it was very darty, like you could get it to point where you want it to be quite
Good.
easily.
Good.
And the brakes were also good. The one thing again on this that kind of surprisingly actually let it down, considering, was it actually ended up leaning over on itself and sitting on the tyre through some of the last
Right,
faster
so
loaded
maybe
corners.
our ride height, we're a bit too low.
Yep, ride height maybe needs a little bit of adjustment, but I knew from the first lap it was going to be pretty close between this one and the 1.8.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed driving all of them, to be quite honest with you. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
them.
they are all awesome cars. Just on that, the 1.6, I have chatted to the owner,
Yeah.
and it's not uprated suspension, but he has put new MX-5 suspension
You
on
can
it.
feel it.
Well, you could see it. I was worried.
Yeah.
It was flat going round, and I thought that's not a 25-year-old
No.
MX-5
No.
suspension going there.
As soon as I jumped into the 1.8, I thought this is a little bit more of what I expected. But
Exactly.
yeah, that little 1.6 is dark horse for sure.
Okay, well, I'm super proud of little Yuki, and the next time we have any track testing to do, I'll definitely give you a shout.
Sounds good.
Thank you for allowing me to win. Well, you
all right.
won.
It was the biscuits.
I won more.
Let's be honest. It was the
Yes.
biscuits.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't get the caramel digestives this time.
Caramel digestives, and this would have won by a second.
Shit. I am so proud of this car. The mission was to make it faster than an MX-5, and we did it. The 0.6-litre turbo car outdid a 1.6 MX-5, and I can't believe it was on par with the 1.8. The question is, now, what should we do with it? There's part of me that says we should draw a line under this project, sell the car, possibly to one of you guys that have liked it, and put that money into our V10 MX-5 project. But if you guys can think of some other cool stuff that we should do with Yuki, tell me in the comments below, and I'll definitely give them a read. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to DRIVETRIBE.